Congressman, thank you for joining us. You heard President Biden. He says that he doesn't believe he gave voters and borrowers false hope. But did he? Because he promised this on the campaign trail. The White House knew when they introduced this plan it was likely going to face significant legal challenges.
Kaitlan, the blame here isn't with the president. It's with an extremist Supreme Court that is totally out of touch with the facts of modern day American life. I mean, this court is taking us backwards decades. They're taking us to a time where people on colleges' campuses were largely the wealthy, where people were largely white. I mean, in 2 days, they have taken away diversity. They have taken away the relief for people who can't afford these astronomical fees. And as your previous guest has said, they're now taking away basic gay rights. I mean, the decision makes no sense. What if the baker had said, I don't want to serve someone who's Indian? I mean, I think we have a crisis of legitimacy of this court.
But when it's this decision specifically on student loans, critics and what we've seen conservatives pointing to all day since this ruling came down were comments made by President Biden before he became president and Nancy Pelosi themselves when they said they believed the president lacked the authority, the legal authority to forgive the student loan debt. They made these comments.
People think that the president of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not.
I don't think I have the authority to do it by sign of a pen.
Is that not what the Supreme Court was arguing today, that it was a vast overreach?
Well, when you look at the actual statute, the HEROES Act was very, very clear. It said under emergency conditions, the secretary has the authority, the president has the authority to take these kind of actions. Now, if Congress had wanted to limit the HEROES Act, they could have. Congress didn't act. This is the Supreme Court engaging in activism. I believe that the president may have been deliberating whether it was good policy, but legal scholar after legal scholar has interpreted the HEROES Act as saying you had that authority. I mean, the president, we've forgiven other student loans. We've forgiven student loans for public forgiveness. We've forgiven student loans when people have had bad universities. Why is it that in this case they wouldn't have that authority?
Yeah, and what you're referencing, of course, is tied to what happens when there's a national emergency. But in the aftermath of this ruling, President Biden came out. He made clear he is going back at this, trying to get student loan forgiveness. But how confident are you that this next plan, Plan B, which we're not even totally sure tonight what it's going to look like as they're coming up with this rulemaking, how confident are you that it'll hold up, though?
Well, I'm confident. I think we have to call out this court. I mean, you have justices there who misled the American people, who said that they were never going to overturn Roe versus Wade, that was settled precedent. And they said that on national television to Senator Feinstein and to Chair Grassley, and they lied. And now they're taking away the rights of not just women, but the rights of gay Americans. They're moving us backwards on racial equality. They're hurting students and making our universities far less accessible. They're rolling back progress for the last 30 years. This is not President Biden's fault. This is a extremist Supreme Court, and we need to start calling out this court. And by the way, they've lied during these confirmation hearings.
I understand you're frustrated with the court overall. We certainly have heard that from many members of your party. But on student loans, I mean, do you agree that Biden did not have the authority to grant this much student loan relief with the way that the administration put this plan into place?
No, I think he had the authority under the HEROES Act. I believe the Supreme Court engaged in judicial activism, not textualism. Congress had given him the authority. Congress has also given him the authority under the Higher Education Act. And the president said today that he's going to invoke that to be able to forgive the loans. And I hope that they will forgive those loans and also make sure that the pause continues. He has that authority under the Higher Education Act, and Justice Roberts, in his decision, says nothing in this decision applies to the Higher Education Act. It only applies to the HEROES Act. So the president is perfectly within his right to go under the Higher Education Act, even under this incorrect Supreme Court decision.
But isn't it Congress that really has the authority here to do this? Shouldn't it be Congress that is taking action?
It was Congress that took action. Congress passed the HEROES Act. Congress passed the Higher Education Act. In those acts, we explicitly gave the secretary the authority under the Higher Education Act to waive or cancel student loans. That was a congressional act. If Congress has a problem with the Higher Education Act, they could try to repeal it. If Congress had a problem with the broad power we gave under the HEROES Act, they could try to repeal it. But what this court has done is usurp the role of the legislature. They've engaged in judicial activism. They're interpreting statutes in ways that Congress never intended. And I think it's important for people to understand how out of the mainstream this court has become.
Congressman Khanna, thank you for your time tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.